knockouts. You know, if that was the case, his face would look like mush. You know, he's moving his head, he's jabbing.
He's slick. A lot of people too, like,
since he knocked people out so much, people forget that he's a good boxer.
Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of this era. You know, he's my favorite fighter of this era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins.
Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right.
Mike Tyson has issued a stern warning to Canelo Alvarez after watching Terence Crawford's intense training sessions. Tyson explained that while every fighter has their own style, only a few develop the ruthless instinct of an animal when it matters most. He stressed that when aggression is paired with discipline, a fighter becomes nearly unstoppable. In Tyson's eyes, Crawford's mindset and intensity prove he is ready.
That long ago. That's what's so crazy.
Listen, most of these guys, Alexander Grant, Hannibal, Genghis Khan, we have their DNA. That's why some people are savages to some, because we have these guys' DNA. These guys conquered the world, and look what level we are. We have their seeds. We have them. Some people, they have those psychopaths. Some people love killing people. Some people love eating people. Some people don't, just like animals, some animals get domesticated quicker than others. And the same in human beings. Some of them get domesticated quicker than others. And some of them just never get domesticated. They're just what they are.
So you genetically passed down their makeup.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think the way we're so attached to our phones is gonna lead to us being attached to some electronic thing that we wind up accepting in our body.
No, listen,
and it's gonna change what people are.
Like some iRobot shit, honestly?
Yeah, legitimately. Like some kind of cyborg
if all of
shit.
us right now, if our phones stop now, we would start fighting for some reason. Before we figured this shit out, if our phones started now, we would for some reason find the reasons to fight.
We're so distracted by phones. But I think the thing about phones is you accept the fact that everybody has one. You accept the fact you always have it on you. So it might as well be a part of your body. It's just not connected. And one day it will be. One day they're gonna figure out how to put a thing on your head that makes your brain work way better. And a few people are gonna do it and they're gonna have a big advantage. And then we're all gonna do it.
But until then,
your
phone will be like your will. When you die, take my phone, son.
As he prepares for the biggest test of his career, Crawford has been sparring with Carlos Adames, a powerful middleweight known for raw strength and relentless offense. The choice highlights Crawford's tactical preparation ahead of facing a naturally bigger opponent like Canelo. By absorbing and countering Adames' heavy punches in training, Crawford is conditioning himself physically and mentally for the punishment he expects on fight night. This approach not only shows his toughness, but also his calculated intelligence. Oscar De La Hoya.
So here's a video that many people have sent me to determine in their mind that Terence Bud Crawford would lose to Canelo Alvarez, or is going to lose September 13th to Canelo Alvarez, as he is sparring here middleweight WBC world champion Carlos Adames, who is 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 wins by way of knockout. And people are saying that Carlos Adames, who's 5'11" with a 73-inch arm reach, is having his way with Terence Bud Crawford. And this is an indication that the 168-pound Canelo Alvarez, who's 5'7" with a 70-inch arm reach, is going to have the same type of success and knock Terence Crawford out. But what people are not paying attention to is Terence Crawford is standing right in front of Carlos Adames and taking the big punches from Carlos Adames as he's standing in the pocket and counterpunching him and taking his blows at a smaller weight class while competing at 147. Now he bulked up. What y'all think?
Once Canelo's rival and now a promoter, believes Canelo's aggression could backfire. He predicts Canelo will march forward as usual, but insists Crawford has the technical brilliance to dismantle that style. De La Hoya recalls how Floyd Mayweather neutralized Canelo with defense and ring IQ, while Dimitri Bivol dominated by controlling range and pace. Crawford, he argues, can do the same with his switch-hitting sharp counters and exceptional fight IQ. While Canelo relies on strength and pressure, Crawford's adaptability and precision may ultimately undo him. Analysts have even compared Crawford to Alexander Usyk.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the $1 million question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters.
Right. Yeah.
He's not getting rattled at all.
Nah.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Right. Yeah.
So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right with no problem. And Canelo was way stronger than Mayweather. So there's
Don't you think Canelo's a better fighter than he was then? Today?
A better fight? Yeah, a little better. Yeah, his footwork is still the same. He's flat-footed. He's very heavy on his feet.
Obviously, Canelo has the power to hurt anyone.
In this game, power means a lot. If you can't keep your guy off you, or you don't know how because it's too much pressure.
Right.
And the one thing about Crawford is that he knows how to handle the pressure. He's a savvy boxer, you know? And he doesn't run, and he has that heart. He's a dog, he has that heart. You wanna fight me? I'm gonna fight you.
Like Usyk, who as a smaller heavyweight defeated giants such as Anthony Joshua and challenged Tyson Fury, Crawford doesn't need to outmuscle Canelo. Instead, he must maximize his own gifts: timing, accuracy, footwork, and ring generalship. Usyk proved that greatness comes from trusting one's style rather than imitating an opponent's strengths. For Crawford, this means training smart, staying disciplined, and leaning into his boxing instincts. In this fight, his identity could be his greatest weapon. Trainer Joel Diaz believes Crawford's skill set guarantees early trouble for Canelo, but he also points to the fight's historic financial stakes. Though Crawford has dominated across multiple divisions, blockbuster opportunities have been rare. This bout offers him not only a chance to secure legacy to
reevaluate him bulking up and say, you know what? Nah, Terence Crawford, if you want a chance, not just to survive, but a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez, you have to be you. Just like Alexander Usyk was himself to face muscle machines like Anthony Joshua, big, tall enigma in the heavyweight division like Tyson Fury. Now, let me quickly give you an example of what I'm talking about. See, when Alexander Usyk fought Anthony Joshua, right? He weighed in at 221. Joshua was 244, giving up 20 pounds, over 20 pounds, almost 25 pounds, right? Alexander Usyk didn't chase Anthony Joshua in terms of trying to bulk up. Oh man, I'm gonna fight this heavyweight. His power is gonna be more than me. His weight, he could overwhelm me with his weight, his height, you know, his power. No, I gotta be the most comfortable fighter I could be. I gotta be comfortable under my own skin. I'm not gonna beat him off power. I gotta beat him off speed. I gotta beat him off movement. I gotta beat him off adjustments. I gotta beat him off IQ, right? So Alexander Usyk didn't have to bulk up to be successful. Now look at this one. Look at when he fought Tyson Fury. He kept the same energy, he kept the same mindset, and it still got him to become an undisputed heavyweight champion.
Finding glory, but also a career-changing payday. Diaz notes the immense pressure tied to such a high-revenue event, but also the unparalleled rewards. For Crawford, victory means not just greatness in the ring, but generational wealth and recognition on a scale few fighters achieve. Shakur Stevenson, one of boxing's brightest young stars, has no doubts about Crawford's chances. He dismisses concerns about size, pointing out that both fighters stand nearly the same height and that Crawford has already adjusted physically to the move up. For Stevenson, this fight is about skill, not size. Crawford's lean build paired with...
He never made those millions of dollars that he deserved to make, and became friends with Turkey Alish, which Turkey Alish announced it publicly. Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of this era. He's my favorite fighter of this era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins. But he wins money. Because now, hey, you know what? As my friend that you are, I make you an offer. Would you fight Canelo? I'll give you 40 million. I don't know if it's 40, I don't know if it's 50, 60, but he's not gonna make no less than $10 million. So right there, Crawford's winning, regardless. As a fighter, like, dude, you give me 20 million, I'll fight anybody. I'll fight Anthony Joshua right now. So Terence Crawford has to sell the fight. He has to say, I'll beat Canelo, left and right, whatever, right? But we've seen it we've seen it many, many times. When fighters move up 2 divisions to be the champion, they fail. I saw it with Mikey Garcia when he fought Earl Spence. I saw it when Demetrius Andrade, a 147-pounder, was avoided for years. He moved to 54, he was avoided. He moved to 160, he fought maybe once or twice. Nobody wanted to fight him, so he moves to 68 and fights Benavidez. What happened? He looked good for the first 3 rounds because he's good. But once that heavy monster is coming at you, he'll destroy you.
His lean build paired with his conditioning allows him to fight bigger men without losing speed. More importantly, Stevenson emphasizes Crawford's mental toughness and experience, arguing that these qualities erase any physical advantage Canelo might hold. Still, not everyone is convinced. Critics argue that while Crawford has been dominant, many of his opponents lack the global stature of Canelo. Aside from Errol Spence Jr., undefeated before Crawford dismantled him, few of his past challengers carried true elite recognition. Skeptics question whether Crawford has ever faced someone of Canelo's caliber. They acknowledge his brilliance, but caution that Canelo's experience on boxing's biggest stages presents a challenge Crawford has never encountered.
I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
Yeah. You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's physically kind of big, but height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so, no.
Corey, how you got a decision established? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and who got on the phone talked about it, but I think that's possible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud can crack too. So